shall be saved. As it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. For this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins. As concerning the gospel, they are enemies for your sakes, but as touching the election, they are beloved for the Father's sakes. For the gifts and calling of God are without repentance. For as ye in times past have not believed God, yet have not obtained mercy through their unbelief, even so have these also now not believed, that through your mercies they also may attain mercy. For God hath concluded the whole in unbelief, that he might have mercy upon all. Oh, the depth of the riches both of the wisdom and knowledge of God! How unsearchable are his judgments, and his ways past finding out. For who hath known the mind of the Lord? Or who hath been his counselor? Or who hath first given to him, and shall be recompensed unto him again? For of him and through him and to him are all things, to whom be glory forever. Amen.
Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites of the elect of the nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. Yahawah is the name of the Heavenly Father in ancient Hebrew, who everybody calls God. Bahasham means in the name of. Yahawahshi is the Holy One of Israel, who everybody in the world calls Jesus Christ, who was slain at the foundations of the earth for the salvation of Israel in the last days. And that's what we are. Now, today the Lord put the Spirit on me to go across a few videos that are pertaining to, shows that we've all seen as kids, not kids, but children. All of us who have been called to this truth, because all of us are children of the Most High, but you have some who are, children in the sense of you're actually young. So, the Lord has put the Spirit on me to make this channel to just tie in the scriptures into certain things to show you that the Lord is also speaking to you children out there, okay? And warning you as well, for you to be ready for this time that's coming, Jacob's trouble. We all have to be ready. The nations, the government, schools, all these things, they're not going to tell you really what is coming because they don't believe in the Bible. They don't believe the prophets. They don't believe in what's really being said. So this is for who have faith and believe. So without that, you can't even please the Most High, okay? So without faith. So we'll get started. And Lord willing, this is edifying to the flock. Lord willing, is edifying, which means it changes your mind about believing in the Most High and His names, because He has to have the right name. Like, let's say you had you see your mom and your dad, right? And they got married, right? Well, how would your dad feel if your mom came and said a different name to him? Let's say his name was Jerry, and she came and said Arnold. Okay, he'd be pretty upset. Why? Because that's not his name, and that's how the Lord is. His name isn't God. Okay, that's a title. His real name is Yahawah, and Yahawahshi, his son. He wouldn't like you to call his name Jesus, because that's not his name. Okay? Because you got to remember that the English language, which what we use today, was not around the time that Yahawahshi was crucified, okay? So he wasn't, that's not right. So, and it says in Malachi chapter 3 verse 6 that the Lord that doesn't change. So you got to have faith that what we're telling you is the truth. You know, but only the elect of Israel will believe in the truth. But you know, we hope to be of that number. I want to read this first before we get started. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 6. And it reads, but without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High, which is Yahawah, must believe that he is, and he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So you got to diligently seek the Lord and have patience, because some things you're not going to just understand right off the bat, and he'll give you tests to see if you will be patient enough to know those things. And some things you might not ever know because they're just not needed for you to know. Everybody has a measure of how much they need to know of the Most High. But what you need to know is that there is danger coming, man. Alright? There's danger coming, and you need to be around men of the Lord, okay, to be safe. But if you are the elect, you're a child, you're going to be put in that position to where you're around one, and you're going to be in a position to be saved. Okay? And we're going to read about that. We're going to read about that, and we're going to get into some things. But first we're going to start, like, as you see this, right? So this right here, the periodic table, this basically is every element that makes up all the things on the earth. So anything you see when you're looking at the ground and you walking around, it's made up of all these components. Okay, this is the chart that the Lord basically told his son Yahawahshi to come build, okay, and make things with it. Okay, he said this is what you got to work with. Okay, and we're going to show that in the scriptures. But I want to use Avatar to show that when it comes to these 144,000 elect men, you know, the Lord is going to give them power over these elements, and they're going to be able to control the elements. That's why we know they're going to come and take down these other kingdoms, okay, the ones that are in rulership right now, because these other rulerships don't have control of all of these elements. Okay, but Avatar was a kind of way to show you a glimpse of what the elect will be capable of. Those elect 144,000 men. And we're going to read about them, and we're going to go into some understanding of who they are and how long they've actually been around in the Bible. So we're going to break that stuff down. So let's start right here. Okay. This is just to show some of the things. Oh yeah, I have to do this because they might take my video down. It says Fair Use Act disclaimer. This site is for educational purposes only. Fair use copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a permitted copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Fair use is a doctrine in the United States copyright law that allows limited use of copyrighted material without requiring permission from the rights holders, such as commentary, criticism, news reporting, research, teaching, or scholarship. It provides for the legal non-licensed citation or incorporation of copyrighted material and other authors' work under a 4-factor balancing test. Okay, so this is not for monetary gain. We're not doing this for money. This is to teach you things that pertain to these subjects in the scriptures. So let's get started.
get some feeling back. Ow.
Alright. See how he's doing fire and Aang is doing air, and the other guy, Zuko is what he's called, is using fire. Well, the elect are going to be able to do both of those. Okay? And all the other elements.
You've got something I want.
This guy, he's been in earth, see? He's moving the earth around, the ground.
How are you going to get me from way over there?
Okay, well, that's nothing. That's basically them just fighting with swords. But you get the point. See how they're like bending the elements, okay? So this was basically the Lord showing you the things that the elect are going to be capable to do, those 144,000 elect men, okay? I don't want to make it too long. We're going to explain this. We're going to break it down. We're going to show you some things that show you that they were there with Yahawahshi at the beginning of time. Okay, at the beginning of the world being created, they were all there. Okay, and this is why they're going to inherit the universe. Okay, but they're going to be under Yahawahshi. We're going to explain that through the scriptures. Okay, you're not going to make it too long. Don't got a lot of scriptures. This is Genesis chapter 1. First, you need to understand this. This is Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. So we know at the beginning it says in the heavens. We'll read it. The creation. In the beginning, the Most High created the heaven and the earth, right? Well, when you look up that word, okay, God, which is Yahawah, right? See, it's plural, okay? Plural. Rulers, judges, divine ones, angels, God, see? So it was more than just one person there, okay? It's plural. Okay, but it was something that was hidden, so people couldn't understand what was really being said. Okay, so we got that. We're gonna go down. We're gonna jump down to 26. We're gonna jump down to 23. It says, "And the evening and the morning were the fifth day." Right. So we know one thing, that it's the fifth day, right? When you come over here, you need to understand this before we go any further. Okay? This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 8. Okay? This is what you need to understand before we get any further. It reads, "But beloved, right? Talking to the Israelites. Be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. So that means that really a day is 1,000 years to the Lord. So if there was nobody here at the time, right? There was nobody made right now. At the 5th day, there was no creatures made yet. When you read down, when you read up, you know, well, he made the creatures. He said, let the waters, that's verse 20. And the Most High said, let the waters bring forth abundantly every moving creature that have life, and the fowl that may have earth upon the open firmament of heaven, right? So we know that that was at the time that they just started getting made. So we know that nobody understood what time was except Yahawah and Yahawahshi. Okay? Because he had him come down there and make it with those 144,000 elect men. Okay? And the Most High created the whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly. See, we came forth from the waters. That's why your body is made up of mostly water. Okay? You know, they say your body, we can look it up. You know, we're made of water in the soil. See, so about 60% of our bodies is made of water. Okay? You see? So this is how we know we came from the waters, and then the Lord used the elements to create the man, okay, and woman, okay. And the Most High said, "Let the waters bring forth abundantly every moving creature that have life, and the fowl that may have that may fly above the earth." Talking about the birds and stuff, and the open firmament of heaven, okay. And the firmament is like space and stuff like that. But before that, you have what? You got the sky and you got those kind of things before you go out into space, which is the firmament. Okay? And the Most High created great whales and every living creature that moveth, which waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every wing found after his kind. And the Most High saw it was good, right? And the Most High blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let the fowl multiply in the earth, right? Right? And it says, in the evening, in the morning was the 5th day, and the Most High said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, right? Cattle and creeping thing, and the beasts of the earth after his kind, and it was so, right? And the Most High made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and the cattle after their kind, and everything that creep upon the earth after his kind, and he saw that it was good, okay? And when this happened, right? When it's talking about a living creature, what's a creature? A creature is, you know, a creature is basically anything that's created. And who was also created? Man and woman. So people were created at this time, okay? This is when men and women started being created. Okay? And then it says, and the Most High said, let us make man in our image. See, it says our image. See? That's how we know those 144,000 elect men were there. Because it says our image. Because if it was just the Most High, then it wouldn't say our image. Okay? So we know that right here, around here, that there was more than just Adam and Eve on the earth. Okay? They were called the Adamites. Okay? But that was the ones when in verse 26, he said, let us make man in our image and after our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish in the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So right here is when the Adamites were made. But then all these other creatures were the other nations, okay? They were made with those other creatures, okay? And we're going to pull up something to show that, okay? And then we're going to go back. Okay, so this is Romans chapter 1, verse 18. Okay? We're going to show something in the New Testament to show that that's what it was talking about. Okay? So Romans chapter 1, verse 18. And And it reads, for the wrath of the Most High was revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, right? Who hold the truth in unrighteousness, because that which may be known of the Most High is manifest in them, for the Most High have showed it unto them. Who did he show it unto? He showed it unto the Israelites, okay? And he showed it, but he only on this time, this time he showed it unto the elect. Last time he showed it to all Israel, but 2/3 of our people did not believe, okay? But we believed, okay? The ones that are here right now, the hopeful elect, we believed, and we're hoping that we are of that number who believed then. Okay, and it's a good chance that we could be of that number if we believe until the end. Okay, it's a sure enough chance that we're that number if we endure to the end. Okay, and keep learning about the Lord. So because that which may be known of the Most High is manifest in them, that's right, because it says the Lord, the temple or the kingdom of the Most High is in you, right? That's talking about the Israelites. For the Most High have showed it unto them. And he said he showed his statutes to Jacob, okay, which is Israel. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen. What is that talking about? Stuff like the wind. Like you can't see the wind, but you can feel it. So that means like what? Like you can see like it's there. Like it's kind of like that, you know? These things that are invisible, you can still see that they're there because you can feel it. So clearly seen. And this is also being spiritual. We can clearly see the ones that have the spiritual eyes and spiritual ears, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. See, there's not going to be no excuse to those who don't believe. Okay? So because that, when they knew Yahawah, they glorified him not as the Most High, neither were thankful, talking about 2/3, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Okay, 2/3 of our people. Okay, didn't want to understand the ways of the Lord. Okay, and they didn't like the Lord. They wanted to be in this world instead. They wanted to stay carnal. They wanted to stay in the physical world, and they didn't want to be spiritual. Okay, so professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. Okay, they try to make up their own understanding of the truth instead of being taught. Okay, by the leaders of Israel, okay, which we now know and believe is great millstone, okay? And it says, and change the glory of the uncorruptible power, which is Yahawah, into an image that made like to a corruptible man, and to birds, and four-footed beasts, and creeping things. Therefore the Most High also gave them up to uncleanliness, to the lust of their own hearts. Look at the word heart, it means mind. To dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie, and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator. So who is the creature that they're worshiping? Right now, 2/3 of our people are worshiping Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay, because he's got all the money and stuff. But it says more than the Creator, who is blessed forever, Amen. So we're going to look up this word creature, right? Because it said he made every living creature on the earth. So when it talks about made a creature, right here, it's talking about the so-called white man. So we know earlier in Genesis, we know that creature comes from, basically, it's a word for creation. So men were created too. Okay. So I'm gonna show you real quick.
Strong's G 2937. Catesis.
The act of founding, establishing, building, etc. The act of creating. Creation, see? Creature, creation. See? Creation, i.e. thing created, individual things, beings. See? People. A creature, a created. Anything created. See? Anything. Right? The sum of aggregate of things created. Institution, ordinance. Okay? Creation. See? Anything literally or figuratively. So anything that is talking about in the beginning, when it comes to a creature, was everything. And we're also creatures too. That's why I said creatures worship the creator, because animals can't worship things. Like they're just animals. They breed and they die and they come back and they do it again. Okay? That's all they do. But when it comes to humans, they worship things. Humans worship certain things. Okay? The animals, they're just designed to what? Do their purpose, and that's all they do. But human beings, they make decisions based off of, discovering things and learning things, and animals can't really learn and discover and think and love, and they can't really do that to a high extent like a human being can. Okay, and that's why the Lord said He will create us and create the Adamites in our image, because it was all the elect that were there. Okay, they were with Him. That's why they're able to come back now and receive the universe with Him, because they were there when He created the universe. Now we're going to read this to show you that the Lord is the first creator of all things. Okay, He created everything. Yahawahshi was there. Okay, and the Lord told Him to make everything. Okay, so it says, for by Him, it's talking about Yahawahshi, who everybody calls Jesus Christ, but His name's Yahawahshi. For by Him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible. See? Everything. Whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by Him and for Him. And He is before all things, and by Him all things consist. So that's how we know He was there. And what did He say in Genesis? He said, let us make man in our image. Okay, so there were people with Him. Those elect men, those 144,000 elect men that we're always talking about. Okay, and then you also have the honorable multitude of people that cling to those men. They like, we believe you, we're going to follow you, and we're going to follow the Lord because we know that you're basically His governing body. Like, they're the ones who are going to rule under Yahawahshi. And then you have the ones, the third of us, okay, whoever we may be, Lord willing, we part of that number, which is the 33% of our people are going to be saved, okay, from the destruction coming. But we don't want to get too much into it, but some of the people who are in the truth, they're gonna have to go through things to where they die for the truth too. Some of us are gonna have to die for the truth. The leaders, some of the believers who are strong enough to. Okay, so you got to be ready to keep your mind, spiritual more than carnal, and understand what's really happening. Okay, Yahawahshi died on the cross for us, so some of us are going to partake in that same thing, to die for this truth, to die for our people, man. Okay, so it's not a bad thing. Okay, we're here to defend Israel and defend Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawahshi to the death if we have to, but we want to get saved. Okay, John chapter 1 verse 1, it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with the Most High, and the Word was the Most High. See? So we see in the beginning the Word was with the Most High in the beginning. So when He said let there be light, and He did all that stuff, the Word was with Him. But who was the Word? It's Yahawahshi. We're going to break that down. It says the same was in the beginning with the Most High. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made. So who is that? Who was the Word? It said in Colossians, didn't it not say that Yahawahshi made all things? There it is. He made all things. Okay? But His Father, which is Yahawah, gave Him the blueprint, gave Him that chart. He said, look, this is all the elements I'm going to give you to go make the earth. And I want you to do these specific things. And His Son is coming down here to represent what the Father wanted. Okay? His will. Okay? And He was the first being to be created. That's why I said all things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made. See, we couldn't have been made. right? So verse 4, in him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in the darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. And they don't today. The darkness don't comprehend, which means basically to understand that this is truth. Okay? They can't comprehend the will of the Lord and really what is going on. Okay? So the witness John, right? So I wanted to go down to 15. I want to get to the point. It says the word made flesh. See, so the word was made flesh. And remember, when Yahawahshi, who everybody calls Jesus Christ, came down to the earth and said he was a perfect man, he lived by what? The scriptures. So he was the word in the flesh. See? And that's why I said in John 1:1, it said what? The word was with the Most High. See, he was with him because he created him and said, I need you to go down there. I need you to make these things. And he came down and said, he came down with those men that he was with. He said, let us make man in our image. And they made the Adamites. Okay? So the word made flesh, the word was made flesh and dwelt among us. And we beheld his glory. The glory as the only begotten of the Father. See? So who's the only begotten of the Father? It's Yahawahshi, full of grace and truth. Grace and truth. John bare witness of him and cried, saying, this was of whom I spake. He that cometh after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. Right? And his fullness have we all received in grace for grace. Okay? And that's talking about to Israel. Because Israel is going to ultimately all get saved, but only 1/3 of us are going to get saved on this side. Okay? And we're hoping we're of that number. Okay? So we're going to go to Revelation chapter 1, verse 8. And it reads, this is what Yahawahshi was saying. He said this. Okay, we'll put in the red letter. Whenever any words are read, it's Yahawahshi speaking. See, this is him saying the words himself. He said, I am the Alpha and Omega, and Alpha is beginning, Omega is ending. Okay? The beginning and the ending, saith the Lord. Okay? Which is, and which was, and which is to come, the Almighty. See, so we know this was him at the beginning, because the Lord told, the Father told him to come down there. And you can also call the Father the Ancient of Days. He was before time. Okay, he created time, but he gave that dominion to Yahawahshi. Okay, but Yahawahshi had to earn it, just like we have to earn our salvation. Okay, but we have to earn it in a way where we have faith, because we fell short of the Most High. So now the only way that we can come back is through faith, because Yahawahshi actually earned it. He came and died and was a perfect man, so he earned that salvation. But the only way that we can get salvation is through his grace. We can't get to the kingdom without him. So this is why we put him, and Yahawah, his Father, first, okay, before ourselves, because we wouldn't even be alive without him. Okay. So now we're going to go over to these 144,000 men, and we're going to talk about them. And we're going to see what it says about them. Okay? This is Revelation chapter 7, verse 1. And revelation means to reveal. So these things weren't to be revealed until a certain amount of time. And he told all the prophets this. And now the prophets are coming back to tell us this. And we believe those prophets is great millstone, because they're the only ones who have all the secrets. Okay? This is how we learned all this stuff. So it says, an interlude. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, which is basically destruction. Okay? The noisome beast, the pestilence, the sword, and famine. Okay? That the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree, and it's going to ultimately come down to nukes, to intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay? Because that's what they got over there. That's what is happening right now. But they don't want to tell you, because they want you to be in this just la la land, like nothing's about to happen. Okay, so who's really the bad guy? The one who's warning you or the one who's not warning you? Who's really the bad guy, right? So verse 2, I saw another angel ascending from the east, having a seal of the living power, which is Yahawah, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power, which is Yahawah, in their foreheads, which is a spiritual, it's a spiritual seal, okay? And it's with this truth, okay? He's sealing these men, okay? That's what he's doing right now. He's sealing them. We don't know who they are, because it says that, you know, not to dare make yourselves part of that number. So we don't know who they are. We're just here to represent, you know, who they are. We're here to represent them in the Lord. Okay, and we hope to be of that number. And if not them, we hope to be of the other number. And we'll read that one in a second. So it said, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 in all the tribes of the children of Israel. Of the tribe of Judah, okay, right, which is the so-called Negroes, were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. And, you know, probably I'll go down and I'll put, you know, there's 12 tribe charts. I'll put down there all of the names and who they are, okay? I'm going to go put that down the comment board later. So of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000, so we can, not take too long. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher, sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Nephthalim were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zabulon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000. Okay, so all the 12 tribes, there was 12,000 men who were there since the dawn of time, who were with Yahawahshi, who helped him make the earth. Okay, those men will be ruling the universe because they helped make the earth with Yahawahshi. Okay, and he only knows who they are. We don't know who they are, but it says to put on the image of the elect. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're teaching the doctrine, we're learning the word, but he said that he would set up certain prophets in the last days who would show us, okay, the ones who were true believers, who they really are, okay? Like who they really are in the sense of not knowing we know exactly who they are, but knowing what they really teaching, like we're knowing the right breakdowns of what is about to happen. Okay, so that's how you can know who is actually the true prophets of the Lord, by does their doctrine sound like everybody else's? Are they in churches, or are they actually teaching on the highways like the Lord said, in the byways? Okay, these are things that you want to point out, but there's some people who are teaching on the highways and byways and they're not telling you the truth either. Okay, so you have to be very careful who you choose as your teachers. Okay, so it says, a multitude from the tribulation after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, all nations and all kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands, and cried with a loud voice, saying, Salvation to our power which sitteth upon the throne and unto the Lamb. And all the angels stood around about the throne and about the elders and the 4 beasts, and before the throne on their faces, and fell before the throne on their faces, and worshiped the Most High. And this is that great multitude, of 33% of our people. Okay, and 144,000 elect are part of that. But after that, there's the rest of that are these people, okay, of Israel, who cling to those men. Okay, and this is going to show you. Okay, this is Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. Alright. And it says, And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off. 2 parts is like 2 and then a slash and then 3. That's 2/3. Okay, but a third shall be left therein. 1/3. When you do 2 divided by 3, that's 0.6. That's basically 66%. You do 1 divided by 3, that's 33%. So that's what we're getting that number from. We're getting it out of the scriptures. Okay, so it shall be left therein. Verse 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire, which is this test to see if we're of the elect, these trials, and see if we act like the elect, and ultimately comes down if you were chosen. And will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried, and they shall call on my name, and I will hear them. And that's a very big point. They will call on his name, not other names that other people gave him, his name, and I will hear them, not everybody else, them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power. Okay, so that's what the elect is doing. They're calling on the name of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawahshi. So we got that down at least. Okay, so this is what gives us hope, that we're doing these things, and we're also not doing it for money. We're not trying to get rich off of it or whatever. We're not trying to deceive you. We're doing this out of our own time and strength and patience. Okay, so Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. This is what it's talking about when I talk about how I said that they're going to be able to use all these elements. They're going to be able to use them to their will. This says it right here. Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. What does that mean? Fly. They shall run and not be weary. Okay? They ain't gonna get tired. And they shall walk and not faint. Okay? And they'll also be able to use all these different elements. Okay? Because flying, to be able to fly, you're gonna have to literally remake this whole chart. So what does that mean? The Lord's gonna basically give them access to bend these to their will. Because the Lord's not gonna change. Okay? And you have to be able to, have spiritual powers to be able to fly and do stuff like that. Okay? But the Lord's going to grant those men with that. And then when we all are in the kingdom, we're all going to be able to fly. We're all going to be able to do stuff like that, because we'll be priests. Okay? And the women will be princesses. Okay? I don't know if they'll be able to fly. I ain't never asked that one. I think it's just the men, but you never know. I'd have to ask. I don't want to just say they can. I know that there's a difference when it comes to men and women in the Bible. It says in Corinthians, the woman was made for the man. So there's a different, there's a different status. Okay, there's a different authority. Okay, just like Yahawahshi doesn't have the authority of the Father. Okay, but we're not going to deal with that too much. But if I was to explain it, that's what I the best I can explain it for now until I talk to my elder about it. But I'm pretty sure they're not going to be able to do stuff like that. But they're going to be immortal, so they might be able to. Who knows? I'll find out, and once I find out if I can, once my elder lets me know, then I'll put it down at the bottom of the comment board. So 1 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 9, and it reads, For I think that the Most High have set forth us, the apostles, last. See? So he set the elders and apostles, a great millstone, he set them up last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to the angels, and to men. See? So whoever is the elect, they are spectacles in this world. They're basically experiments in this world. They're just like, it's something that's like astonishing to the world. They're like watching them like it's like they're just like some test subject. But I want to actually look it up in the blue letter And what I'll do is I had it where, we got enough time. We should have enough time to do it. I only have one scripture for the other one. It's just a small video. We're going to watch it about the 3 little pigs and show you where that is in the Bible. Okay, but of course we're not pigs. We don't like pigs and pork. We're not supposed to eat that stuff, okay? So you got to look at it spiritually when we're talking about that story. Okay, but I'm going to show you when we're going to go through it together. So it's 1 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 9. For I think that the Most High has set us the apostles last. Right? He made us a spectacle, right? What is that? What is a spectacle? So he made us a spectacle to the angels, to everybody. Okay. To men, everybody. Sorry about that. It's loading up. I don't know why I didn't do it that time. Oh, right here. All right.
Strong's G 2302. Theatron. Theatron.
Theatron. So it says a theater. See? A place which games and dramatic spectacles are exhibited, public assemblies and held, for the Greeks used the theater also as a forum, metaphorically a man who is exhibited to be gazed at and made sport of. See, they think that this is like we're like a joke or something. Okay, they think the elect is just like some funny game or something, okay? These men are going to be the next rulers of the universe, okay? But everybody's like looking at them like they're a joke or something, okay? Because it says the meek shall inherit the earth, the lowly. So they're all looking at them like, you really, these guys, they're going to rule the earth? They're going to rule the universe? Yes, they are. So that's what I wanted to show, okay? Now we're going to go over here, and hopefully, it's edifying to you. Now we're going to get over here, and we're going to get over here to the 3 little pigs, okay? But like I said, we don't eat pork, so we know that the 3 little pigs is going off. We're not pigs, but it's to show spiritually what it's saying. Okay, this is like basically showing people who go out into the earth after you leave your mom's house or wherever you were born, right? And you have to go out and you have to survive. Okay, you have to go out and you have to survive. And how we know how we survive is living off this bread alone of the Lord, the word. He said that we shall live by the word of the Lord. Okay, I'll go pull it up so I can actually read it. It says, Matthew chapter 4 verse 4, it says, but he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High. See, so that's really how we survive this trial that we're in, okay, by the word, okay? And of course, we got to go to work and do stuff and all that. You see us doing that, but when it comes down to it, we're doing that so we can go back and focus more on the Lord, okay? But it says that we shall work from the sweat of our brow, okay? It was part of our punishment. So we got to go to work. We got to do stuff like that, okay? So we watch this and I'm going to break it down a little bit.
Once upon a time, there lived 3 piglets with their mother in a small house. It was time for them to leave their home and learn to live on their own. Their mother called the 3 piglets next to her. My dear children, the time has come for you to go out into the world. Go and start your new lives. But don't ever forget, whatever you do in this world, do the best you can. This is the only and the best way to stay alive.
You hear that? So even though it's a little kid story, she's saying you got to do the best you can because that's the only way you can stay alive. So even at a kid's point of view, they're showing you that you can die out here, man. They're showing that you can die. Okay, this is not like something that they, not as a kid, but as children, as a child, they're showing you that, yeah, you can die out here. So this is also something that you got to keep in mind when you're going out into the world and you're doing whatever you're doing in life. You have to understand that nobody is exempt from judgment. Okay, we were all here for punishment for whatever we did last time. Okay, so you got to understand that life is not nothing to play around with. And you need to be careful, and you need to always make sure you pray that Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawahshi keeps you in his mercy and his grace. But you can't do that if you're praying on the wrong names. Okay, he's not gonna hear it. Okay.
A little sad with a bit of excitement, the three little piglets said their goodbyes to their mummy and were on their way.
Okay.
After a while, they found some piece of land where they could build their own home.
Okay. Right.
The youngest piglet was determined to build his home with straw.
Right. So the youngest one, he built it with straw. I don't want to make it be where you go through the whole thing, because I know a lot of y'all have heard this story. You see right here, what is he building? He's building it with wood. Right? Right? He's building it with wood. What's the other one? The oldest son is what? He's building it with brick. Okay? His house is set up on the stone. Okay? This is all biblical. This is all talking about the scriptures. So they all got their house done. You know, all the three of them got their house done. Okay? Now the wolf, here he comes. Okay? And it talks about Esau, Edom. See how it's the wolf? Watch this. Okay, that's why you can't trust Esau, Edom, the so-called white men. Okay? Or 2/3 of our people too, because they're false prophets. It says, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravaging wolves. Okay? And that's how they really are. That's their true form when you see them like that, man, you know. They look like they up to no good. Okay? And we know the story. We all know this story. He come over there, he knock on the door. You know, the little piglet's like, nah. He said, I'll blow your house down. Look, he blew it down. It's gone. Okay? Then you get to the next one in the wood. He come knock on the door. Said, no. Okay? Blew it down. Okay? Because their foundation wasn't strong. And that's how it's going to be for these unbelievers in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawahshi. Their house is going to get blown down and their faith is going to be destroyed. Okay? That's what this is basically saying. But this one right here, he come over there, right? He put the bolt lock on it. Here come the false prophets. Here come Esau, Edom, coming to test his faith. He knocking on the door. You know, the other two little piglets done ran over there. You know, done ran over there with Big Bro. Okay, and that kind of is spiritual for, like, you know, us. Like, we didn't have a foundation. And Big Bro was like, look, this is how we supposed to do it, man. Here, look at this. This is how you supposed to really have your faith. This is how we have faith. And we back behind Big Bro like, yeah, now we good. Okay? So now when the faith gets tested, what's happening?
Nothing happened.
Nothing.
He could not bring his house down.
Couldn't get it down.
He tried and tried.
Tried.
But he couldn't move one single
Couldn't do
brick.
nothing. Couldn't
Finally,
move nothing.
being exhausted, The wolf decided to try another way to go in.
He tried to try another way.
He saw the chimney
Oh.
up on the roof and started to climb.
Oh, he tried to go on another way.
Realizing that the wolf was going to climb up on the roof and come down the chimney, the piglet quickly lit up the fireplace right under the chimney
Look at that.
and put a big bucket of water.
Yeah.
Help!
Oh, yeah. See? He ain't got cooked. Okay, trying to test Jake. Okay, so that's basically the story. Didn't want to get too much into it because I'm just about out of time. We only trying to do an hour. So now we're gonna go over here. And that's just kind of like symbolizing like the wolf is gonna get destroyed, and everybody else who's following the wolf is gonna get destroyed. Okay, they're gonna get cooked. Okay, by them missiles. Okay, and it looks like it's a little bit less, not as serious in that situation, but that's what the Lord is showing you at a kid as a child. Okay, He's showing you that stuff, and that's what it's meaning. Okay, that's all got to do with faith. But we're gonna read it right here, Matthew chapter 7, verse 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man. Talking about the big brother, the last one who built the brick house, which his house is built upon a rock. See, and that rock is Yahawahshi, the names of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawahshi. That's that rock. And it says, and the rain descended and the floods came. See, and the winds blew, just like the wolf tried to blow on the house and beat upon the house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. See, his foundation was solid. And everyone that hears these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand, which is the other two brothers, the little younger brothers. They tried to build their house on a different foundation. They were maybe calling on a false god, calling on false names, and things like that. Believing in money. Their foundation wasn't Yahawahshi. Okay. And the rain descended and the floods came and the winds blew and beat upon the house and it fell, and great was the fall of it. See? And when it came to pass, Yahawahshi had ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his doctrine, for he taught them as one having authority, not as the scribes. Okay? Because he was the one who was, he's the one setting everything up, because it said what? He created everything, all the dominions and principalities. The Lord, the Father gave him dominion to make all those things. So he knows what's happening. Okay, he knows. That's why when he was 12 years old in the synagogue, and they were like, "How do you know all this?" Because he could remember the last times he was here when the Lord told him to do those things, to set himself up to come as what? A servant. Okay, and that's why we're servants. We're doing the same thing he's doing. It didn't say following the Lord's footsteps, right? That's what we're doing. That's why we're servants. Okay. So, Lord, witness is edifying to the flock. Shalom to the elect of Israel. To the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations. The water for tuning in, whoever comes across. I don't expect a lot of people to come across, but it's not about that. It's about you children out there who really believe in the Lord, and it's for you. So, Shalom.